Hello, everybody, and welcome day 12 of our 8-bit RPG series. We are going to be continuing on with the enemy editor today in Unity. We're going to be wrapping it up. I don't think we have too much more work on it. And then we're going to move on to the next stage of enemies, which is encounters. So we'll start working on encounter tables in an encounter editor. We're going to see if we can get all that finished today so that we can now have proper encounters for us to generate and fight against in our game. So stream's just going live. Give it a few minutes, everybody. I'm going to let people filter in. I'm going to send out my tweet. I'm going to drink a little coffee, and then we're going to get to work. It's a happy Sunday as well. Punday Sunday. Okay, boom. And that will do. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okie dokie. Nothing like some coffee in the morning. Let's see. That looks good. I do need to do this. Boop. Before I forget. That could have been disastrous. All right, tweet is out. We're hanging out. And live there. All right, everything's up and running, guys. Let's take a little stroll through where we kind of left off. Just make sure, I'm going to go fix this little bug, hopefully here in a moment, which was on line 55 of our enemy editor. So if we drop down to our editors, let's see, what was, if is null. Sorry, let me drop this right here, right? If null, return. There is a chance that this could still be null if after a recompile or when you first open up Unity, you might have a blank window and nothing selected. Not that big a deal. Anyway, let's see where we left off. We have to actually stop and restart because we recompiled our editors. Okay. Okie dokie. She cast sleep on us right away, which is fine. We haven't added like an intro to combat set yet. So that's just, what happens. And she actually cast sleep on us twice, and we don't have any animation for her doing anything. But she's going to attack us. Now, I think we'll also fix this today. Backliners obviously should not be trying to do a melee attack. But right now they are, because they have a basic attack. We did not give her a, because they don't have weapons, right? We don't give items to the enemies. It's just not how our system works. There's really no reason for it. So we'll fix that in code, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that first this morning. And yeah, we just got rolled by some goblins and a bandit, and we're dead. We just died, everybody. Rip us. All right, we're going to be getting started here in a couple minutes. Just looking at the time. A couple minutes, and we're going to get it going. Oh, Sundays. Punday Sunday. Nothing like little Punday Sunday. There we go. Delicious. All right, I also have my other drink. Almost forgot. It's like, uh-oh, do I have it? Is it here? It's here. It's here, everybody. So how many hours in are we? We're on what? We're day 12? We're day 12. Let's do just a little bit of simple math. 12 average, 4 hours. Wow, I can't even do what I want to do. We're actually day 12. We haven't done any work yet, so really we're 44 hours in, right? We'll be about 48 hours in of development at the end of today or so, depending on how long we stream, what we get done. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. If you think about that from like a full-time job perspective, in a week's amount of work, pretty typical developer, right? Get between 40, 50 hours, if not more, of solid work done in a week. I think we're pretty far along with the game. I mean, we have combat, we got abilities, effects, we got items, right? We got gears and a little bit of refactoring that still has to happen. We have our enemy system going on, and we have loot tables. Yeah, it's all starting to pop together. I like it. By this time next weekend, so same time next week, I think we're going to be very, very close to wrapping up a lot of core systems. When I think about like what's left, what systems are left, we'll then have to start refining AI behavior trees, right, so that they work properly and aren't completely flat. Because right now the AI is a little flat, and that's okay for where we are at the moment. Nothing wrong with a little flat AI, because it still does stuff. But we will need to kind of spice it up a bit, make it a little bit more random. I'll probably do some probability selectors in there versus how we're doing things now. But yeah, we're going to get there. Start putting, some touches on the game. All right, let's take a look at time here. Almost, guys. Almost. Actually, let's just jump on in. What do you guys think? What do you think? Should we just get going? Should we get at it? Get at it? Let's get at it. All right, guys, time to start working. Hold on to your pants. All right, let's go fix a bug first. Let's go get a little bug fix happen. You'll see it here. I'll show you. It's going to take a couple rounds for it to pop up, but you'll see the bug. She's going to cast sleep on us again. And we probably should fix the attack on that. And then she is coming over here to melee attack us. She should not be doing that. She should be just doing a ranged attack. And that's what I want to go fix right now. This happens because in weapon damage effects, in play attack of the owner, which is here, we always play this run animation. Why do we always do run? If not a ranged attack... if not a ranged attack, do the charge logic. I think I need to move this into here. Because if we're not charging, we should not be doing a run animation. Let me do that first of all. Let's fix that, right? So if selected ability is ranged as false, I need to fix this in a moment. Otherwise, we basically just run the attack animation. This is the bug, right? We don't want this running if it's a backline hero. So selected ability is ranged is just that. So when we have a weapon damage effect, that's what's going to happen. We need to change this logic, because it's not really about the ability, it's about the hero and what slot they're in, and if they have equipped a ranged weapon, if not AI. So all right, let's change this logic then. Let's see, so if var is ranged, is this is backline. So are we in the backline? Or, yeah, so first let's just see, are we in the backline? If is ranged. So really, yeah, we'll see about some refactoring in a moment. Let's just think through the logic here. So if we are ranged, how do we know if we have a ranged weapon equipped? I don't think we have a flag for that in our game. We might have to go do a quick refactor in items and make that a thing, because right now it's not a thing. So we'll do public bool is a ranged weapon. So actually, we are a backliner if that, or inventory. Yeah, inventory dot weapon slots not equal to null. And inventory weapon slot is ranged. Okay, so if they are, maybe we'll just start with this, because we actually don't care if they're backline or not backline. We just care what weapon they have, right? So if they're ranged, if it's ranged, then we're okay. If it's not ranged, we want to check a couple things here. Maybe I don't want to do toggle focus off. No, we still have the focus, because we're going to run towards our target. So, all right, so if it's ranged, if you have a weapon slot and it's ranged, then who cares? We're good to go. Good to go. Actually, I want this logic in here, because if we're using a ranged ability, which maybe you're not just doing a weapon attack, so if ranged, or, now when I think about it, I wonder if we only want to do this type of check if it's the basic attack. And that might be, or if it's, all right, this is another refactor I gotta do, and we're gonna have to add these to the editors, by the way, guys. It's okay. So base ability, we have some bools here. I need a new bool. I need a public bool, uses weapon. Is this an ability that's tied to your equipped weapon? So if selected ability uses weapon and we have a weapon slot that's not null and it is ranged, then is ranged weapon, we'll call it. All right, so we know it is a ranged weapon. One little fix we're going to do, if it's not a ranged weapon, if... do we have the battle mat? We do, right? Battle mats, enemy slots, where E of actor equals... Oh, actually, I have a lookup for this. I have a find slot, don't I? Oh, but that's not going to do what I want to do. So let's just go back to what I was doing here. If the actor is equal to this, dot count is greater than 0. Put, all right, check if this is in enemy actor. If it is an enemy actor, we don't, because enemy actors don't have inventory, so we have to do a slight different check here. If for some reason it's not, if it is an enemy actor and is ranged weapon is equal to selected ability dot use weapon and is backline. So essentially, we'll override the ranged weapon flag and say, okay, you are a ranged weapon attack if we're AI it's a selected ability as a used weapon, and this is in the back line, then we'll override this and say this is a ranged weapon attack. So if this is a ranged weapon attack, or the selected ability is a ranged ability, like, spell casting or whatever we do, maybe we have an ability that throws ninja stars. I have no idea. If not, ranged weapon, or, right, then okay. Let's just review here. So selected ability is a used weapon ability, and we have a weapon in the slot and it's ranged, then it's a ranged weapon. If this is false, if it's an enemy actor, is ranged weapon is basically select ability and their backline. Otherwise, this will be false. So if it's not a ranged weapon or it's not a ranged ability, we'll do the charge animation. I think that's going to do it. Okay. So we have some new flags that I got to go add to our editors very, very quickly. Let's do the ability flag first. What did we add to abilities? Uses weapon, right? Yeah. So go to our ability editor. I need to look at the ability editor just so I know where I'm going to place this. We'll probably drop it right in there, right? So, you know what I could do now? In our enemy editor, I rewrote this draw toggle draw toggle label. I'm gonna drop it on here. We're gonna get the new pretty drawing for toggle labels. Ooh, yeah. Hopefully that doesn't break anything too drastically. So I want to put it after learnable. So we just need here ability uses weapon of uses weapon. It's fine. Don't have to get crazy with it. Let's see what this does. First on the ability editor. So I gotta. I'm not giving this enough space anymore, but everything did focus in pretty nicely. We can adjust draw toggle label back to 100. So we have a begin vertical of 20. Let me see what this does. Okay. Need more space. Just got to get the right spacing back in here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. I kind of want to shrink the space between these two as well because it's starting to bug me a little bit. Do I just need 10? Yeah. See, there we go. That looks better. Right? This looks a lot better. So, basic attack, and we're just going to put it on here now. This is taking up too much space, isn't it? We'll fix this as well. On GUI, where we draw here, let's just give the effects a little less space. Okay. So basic attacks. So sleep does not use a weapon. It is ranged, targets an enemy. A basic attack. We're not using this ranged flag for a basic attack. Instead, we say tie to the weapon. So now we have to go to the weapon editor. I'm sorry, not the weapon editor. The item editor. And we added a new ability or a new flag to items, if I remember. Which is it a ranged item, right? So this obviously will only apply to weapons, but I want to drop it in here. It's nothing to do with mods, so I guess we'll just add here. Yeah, okay. Okay. So in our item editor, I don't know if I have a draw toggle. If not, I'm going to copy it over. Int field, we don't have draw toggles, which is fine. Grab you. most of this was good. All right. We found out that this needs to be about 120. This needs to be about 10. We want to put this after all the sprite stuff. Name description, that's the sprite. Set dirty, that's the rest of the sprite. And then there's, SpaghettiOs. So before slot. So we actually just want to draw it here. And this is item is ranged is equal to draw toggle label. Item is ranged. I think that will line up where I want it to. Wish me luck. Let's go find out. Okay, there we go. So now we can say if this is a ranged item or not, right? 4 players. And to make this work, let's actually add a new item. Call this a basic bow. What temporary sprite am I going to use for this? I'm going to use a checkbar. Yeah, it's a ranged weapon. It goes into the weapon slot. We'll add some mods to this. Because why not? Why the heck not? So, sorry. Modifier, let's give 20 across the board as a starting place. And then save it. Thanks for the follow out there, by the way. I really do appreciate that. Captain Whoop Whoop. How you doing out there, Captain Whoop Whoop? So we have a basic bow now. It's ranged. It's got some mods. We'll probably give it to our character from a test standpoint right now. Do I do that? I'm sorry, just trying to remember where I apply kind of basic items for testing ability. I think it's in the inventory. Inventory bag. There it is. So add to bag a base item. Load of a basic bow. Alright, so we should have a bow now. Let's go test these changes. Make sure everything's okie dokie. Alright, I'm going to actually go into my enemies. I'm going to go to Goblin Girl. I'm going to remove sleep from here so that she doesn't put us to sleep twice and we can't attack for 1,000 turns. Because that's no good. Okay, so we didn't fix it because she should not be doing a melee attack on us. But we can't attack her because our basic attack, right? We can't. There's frontliners. We can do a basic attack here. If we go into our inventory, we equip this basic bow, and we check here. Okay, I need to make another fix. That's fine. That's all right. In the UI when we're so system, sorry, battle mat UI in the where do we do this? Is this not the character UI? No, it's in the battle UI. So is the ability usable? Can we activate this ability on the target? All that fun stuff. So first, I think it's can activate. So if can target enemy, where do we do backline? Abilities, basic attack. It should be able to target the backline. But we have to actually fix this, right? So is ranged. We gotta fix this logic. That's fine. We'll do it a little differently up here. So if we are in the ability, right? So if the ability is uses weapon, so if the ability uses a weapon, and the owner, I need to know if the owner is a hero. Oh, that's right. We have owner is hero. So if it uses a weapon and the owner is a hero, and then owner inventory weapon slot not equal to null, and owner inventory weapon slot is ranged. So if it uses weapon and it's not an enemy, and we have a weapon slot and it is ranged, then yes, return true. You can always activate, no matter what, right? So no matter what, if it's a ranged weapon, you should always be able to activate. Otherwise, can target, because I think can target backline eventually. We're gonna end up removing now from abilities, because it doesn't really make any sense, the target backline, now that we're basing it around weapon and we're refactoring how the AI works. So then otherwise we'll say, we'll do the AI check now. If uses weapon and owner is not hero. So if it uses a weapon and owner is not a hero, we're going to say return true always. Basically means AI, if it's a weapon-based ability, they can always activate it. It just might not be a ranged attack. It might not be a melee attack. It'll end up being a ranged attack because we don't equip items to enemies. Okay, so this takes care of the use weapon for hero, non-hero. Now we just got to say if is ranged. If it's not ranged and so if it's not ranged, I gotta think here to see if we need to check the front line here. So if it's a melee melee-based ability, and target is backline. This is where we do this check. So then we say it doesn't have frontliners. So I just have to remove this because we're not going to use this flag anymore. So if it's not a ranged attack and the target is in the back, are there any frontliners? Otherwise, we let it through, and we're good. Yeah. Okay. So that should fix that up. Let's test it real quick, and then I'm going to remove that flag. Okay. And then we'll see why she's doing what she's doing when that shouldn't be happening. If we go into our inventory, basic bow. So now we can see we can attack everybody, and if we use this, that's not good. He shouldn't be running up. It should just be an attack. Oh my god, I think we're about to die, though. I think the Goblin Girl's about to wreck us. Oh, this is gonna hurt! Oh, she misses now because we have this stupid bow attached. But let's go see what's going on. Let's attach. Let's see what my little bug is. Yep. Battle components. Play attack. Put a breakpoint. Attach your debugger. Nothing like fixing bugs, guys. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so selected ability is weapon. We have a weapon slot. It is ranged. So is ranged weapon is true. This is our bads, right? So if it's not a ranged weapon, or the ability is not ranged, that's not good. We should basically say if it's not a ranged weapon and the selected ability is not ranged. So terminate all. That does mean that... So we can stop this. Basic attack would have to become a ranged... or... We could flip this, right, and say if it's a ranged or it's ranged. Yeah, let's just flip this, right? So if ranged or is ranged. If one of these is true, we'll play this. So if it's a ranged weapon or it's a ranged ability, we'll just run the attack. Otherwise, we'll do that. That should fix the bug. Let's find out. Let's find out, guys. Man, chat is very quiet today, huh? Is everybody awake? Okay, so she did a ranged attack on us. That's good. If we attach her bow here, we attack her. Boop. We'll do a ranged attack there. Excellent. Excellente. She's going to range attack us again. Boop. So if we now equip a weapon, we can't attack her anymore because she's in the back line, but we can attack him. Okay, good. So that should fix that, guys. Oh, I need to adjust our AI now a little bit. One last thing we got to do. In our behavior tree executability action, when we're doing scoring, when we're getting an AI score, I think I just need to do this based off of a weapon damage effect. We get the AI scored solely based on the target's a hero. And we should know if we can even attack said hero. Do I do something here? Let me look. Executability. We do check. I think we check. Okay, so we get all the abilities. We check the AI score. We do a can activate. So we don't have to do this. We're fine because can activate will return false if I can't even attack them. Which will give us a -1 score. A -1 score doesn't even get into our score list. And then we won't even try and use that ability. All right, never mind. Oh, we already fixed that. I think we fixed that yesterday. Good on us, guys. Good on us. Let me check this in. Fixed AI and ability selection to use weapon slot if flagged. All right, I think we get back to our enemy editor now, as soon as this commits up. Okay, guys, where we left off. What is left to do in the enemy editor? I need to actually add, I forgot that there's a fourth basic stat. I don't know why we didn't add it there. I'm going to go add it right now. Right. In our enemy editor. Get that open. Enemy data, I need to add a new field. Public int luck. And then we'll bind it here. Stats. Base luck. And there's luck, okay. Ooh, do we will never compute level in here, right? Because some of our derived stats is level based. I wonder if we actually do need to set, let me just check if HP, how we do HP. Yeah, see how we actually do need to make sure we're setting the level, where else do we use level in here? Which is a derived stat from experience. And, oh, I mean, that's fine, that's fine. What we will just do is battle component stats dot experience is equal to enemy level times 100 plus, we don't need it. So 100, that'll give me to level, yep, that's exactly what I want. Okay. No, that'll give me to level 2. So I need to do level -1. That will get me what I'm looking for. All right, let's go add this to the UI now. In our enemy editor. smarts and luck. Look. Let's go see what that looks like. Oh, I should probably adjust some points now. Do I still want to just do 50 points? I think so. I think so. Okay, so there's our stats. Why is luck way off? Is it just that much smaller? Because this looks very odd to me right now, and it's bugging me a little bit. It's definitely bugging me a lot, actually. A lot. Why is that happening? The whole horizontal has a width of 80, with your 50 and 30. Out of curiosity, see what this does. Your new luck field still is okay. Thanks, Pyro. I'll go fix it. You're the man. You're helping me out so much. 45. Dreamless, just joined the stream. When did you get into game development? For how long have you been doing it? That's a good question, sir. Good question. I've been doing game development now for I would say, what year is it? 2017. Almost 20 years now. For almost 20 years. All right, we're just going to live with that. Let me go fix the luck field in enemy data. That's fine. Are you saying in the editor that I'm still binding smarts into it? That would be no bueno. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, so that is the last of that. We could set a level. Is it a ranged character? Basically, do they go in the back line? Do they go in the front line? I'm out of coffee. Cry a little bit. Sorry. Okay, we now... What else do I need to add to the enemy editor? What else constitutes an enemy? I'm thinking, I kind of want to let you set the behavior tree. Not necessarily design a behavior tree for each enemy, but we might end up with different behavior trees. Let's see if we need to do a little refactor of the behavior tree system to make that work. So we have some trees, right? We have a default enemy tree. Let me go to behavior tree. I'm going to implement something here. Guest Geba, hello. How's it going, man? Yeah, let's do this. So private static dictionary of string to behavior tree. Actually, do I want to build a separate behavior tree? Oh yeah, because the behavior tree is actually tied to a game object. So this needs to be a type. A system.type. And let's call it trees. We'll new it up here. Okay. Now I want to do a public void register of a string name of t, which will just say trees of name equals type of t. Good. And then now a public, this needs to be static, public static of t of a build of t string name. Oh, actually it can't be build of t. This is always going to be a behavior tree. So we have that var t equals, type T of null. If trees contain try get value of name out T. We found one. Otherwise, we're going to return null. So we have the type. I want to do activator create instance of T and just return that. So a little factory pattern, just a little factory we're setting up here, guys. Can you find your project somewhere? I'm trying to get into game dev university after school in 2018. Well, that's awesome. I used to work for a long time ago, you know, almost 20 years ago, maybe a little after that. I worked for a small indie game studio, which is not around anymore because it was a very long time ago. You could probably find some stuff out there on it if you look up Akesmai Studios. And then I got out of the game industry and I just do indie game development these days. Let the branches be built. No, the branches will be built themselves because if you look in the constructor of our actual behavior tree, this is where the branches get built, right? So in the constructor of the behavior tree, it will build the branches. Pyro. And this is our pattern that we follow for all of our behavior trees. So now I want to set up a static default enemy. I want to set up a static constructor. Will the static constructor get called if we never reference the type? It will not, so I can't do that, sorry. We'll just have to register these. If I do a static constructor here, we'll test this. I think we'll be okay. So if we do a static behavior tree constructor, static constructor, and say register of defaults enemy tree, defaults enemy tree. Let's see if we can use that. All right, so all that is there in enemy data. I want to add a new field, public string behavior tree. I have a bug that we got to go fix, which is fine. Sorry, I'm thinking, was this in loot tables that we had this? Yeah, all right, so I want to go look at, no, it wasn't loot tables. Somewhere I have this right here, the skins. I want to basically do a drop down like this to show all of the behavior trees, which means in behavior tree, I need a way to get to the trees, public static list of string get tree names, return trees.keys.toList. Okay. So this will return all my keys as a list. That's what I need from a tree name. Then we can see if we can make this work. So behavior tree, all right. All right, back to our editor. So in the enemy editor, where do I want to put this? We'll put it before abilities, which will be here. So we'll create a new horizontal. I can't type. Yeah. And this is where I need to go steal some code from what we had earlier. On selected item, I'm going to steal you. I'm actually going to close all but this, and then I can reopen our enemy editor here. Oh, actually, our enemy editor has that drop down, but we don't want to do. Oh, this is. What am I talking about? This is exactly what I want to steal. So I need this and I need this. So draw BT drop down. Name in. Get tree names. Add a new item of name. And the bool is on. So if name is equal to, sorry, not that. If actor behavior tree is equal to name, we want to call set BT. Set BT, right? So this is just a string for behavior tree. Behavior tree is equal to our behavior tree. And we'll call it refocus just in case. All right, so that will draw the drop down. I need to add. So that's the button, and then there's a drop label. Pop this open again, right? Do I need the drop? I don't need this drop shadow label. We don't need the drop shadow label. I just want the button, which is going to be this, and I guess it needs a pop rect. So let's copy this code. Let's say draw BT button. That we don't care about. Let's get all of the behavior trees. Hey Jackie, welcome back to the stream, man. Screamer, did I hear about the guy who walked into the bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm? He said, "A beer, please, and one for the road." Well, it is Sunday Pun Day, so I guess I can't say much about it. How's it going, Screamer? How you doing, man? Default enemy trait. That's the new label, default label. If string is null or empty, if it's not null or empty, of actor. Behavior trait. We just want to make sure it is valid, right? So skins, this is very simple, right? Contains actor behavior tree. If it is valid, then we'll use the behavior tree that they have selected. Otherwise, we're going to default it. Oops. Then we do our rect pop drop shadow label. We don't need, we're not going to use their icon. And we'll call this behavior tree. Otherwise, everything else is the same. This is a draw BT drop down. All right, I think that's everything. Let's go get this working. Right. Where do I do that? We basically just create a new rect like this, don't we? And then I need to adjust this rect because I want it down here. So to start, I'm just going to go 0, 0. Let's see what the heck this does, guys, if it even compiles. All right, so close. Need to drop it down just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It didn't drop down enough. I will never understand the rec system of NGUI, not NGUI, of Unity's editor GUI. Never gonna understand it. We just shift things around until it looks about right. Oh my god. Oh my god, it helps if we edit the right field though, guys. You know what? When you're done with the game, you should make an open engine out of the mono game framework. An open engine. Do you think mono game does not have enough going for it? That it has to get extended to be usable? I like mono game. I like the mono game. What the heck is this not? What am I doing wrong here? First of all, what am I doing wrong here? Because it's not, it's just drawing on top of, maybe it's because I'm trying to put it in this horizontal. Let's take it out of the horizontal. Maybe that is messing with my head, even though I don't think so. Because it's not giving me any space. It's not giving me any space vertically. And that's no bueno to me. Oh, so I could give it a horizontal and just, oh, I know what I need to do. I know how I do this. I know how I do this. Let's put this back. Let's add the horizontal back. Editor GUI layouts, end horizontal. And then we say new, not new, GUI layouts of heights. That's what we do, guys. And let's see what we do. Let's see how this does. Let's see how we do it. Yeah. Did that not do a dang thing? Did I not add that to the right place? No, there's our height, right? Why is this not? Excuse me. Hold on. Excuse me. Wow. What is going on? Roar! Roar! Why am I not getting any space in here? Editor GUI layout. Draw a space. Why is it not drawing any space in the area that this should be going? Oh my god, look at all that space I just got now. Oh, so I guess I had a... Oh, I'll never understand this stupid rec system. It makes no sense to me. Yeah, it makes zero sense to me. And maybe I'm just a dummy. I don't mind being a dummy. I'll be a dummy. I think for most it doesn't. I feel like it could end up being a very good engine for 2D or 3D. Yeah, use the most recent. Yeah, I know, Pyro. It's not bad. I like mono game. With the Z levels. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Pyro. Thank you, guys. I need my space, guys. I need my space. I just want to get the right amount of space. Just the right amount of space, everybody. Come on. Now we can move this down. Let's see if this will organize where I want it to now. A little further down. Because it's crazy. We're in crazy land right now. But we're getting there at least. I need more space for behavior tree. Where am I doing that draw? Draw BT button. So the pop rect width. Need more. I need more. And then the draw button here of X plus 100. Sorry, we got to do a little bit of fixing here, and then we can go back to placement. Almost. We're almost on the gold. Whew. Okay, behavior tree better. Much better. This is good. I'm going to drop it down a little further. Go back to where we're calling it. And hopefully we'll call it a day on this stupid field. A little bit further. Let's just go 30. Thank you for the follow out there. Very, very kind to you. Pennywise. Welcome to the stream, man. All right, there we go. There we go. I'm going to live with that. We're done. We're living with it, everyone. We have to go refactor the engine to now use this selection of behavior trees. Actually, to make sure this works, because I'm actually not sure this is working correctly yet. Let's copy and... I don't want to do that. Come on. Come on now. Open folder. Did it actually paste it? Copy. Paste. Test tree is just what we're going to call it. Test tree. In behavior tree, let's register. Thank you guys. The follows. What happened? One person follows, everybody follows. Dreamless, thank you as well, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a magnificent Sunday morning. So we have a default tree, we have a test tree. I just want to make sure this pops up in our list in the editor. Otherwise, we'll have to fix some code. Because default tree, we kind of hard code. So there it is, right? So now I can say use test tree. I can save that. Goblin, this guy uses the test tree. All right, so where do we use the default enemy tree? Where do I set this? Because this is importante. Oh, we just call add component. Is that what we do? So when we add the actor to the battle mat, if it's not a hero, we set this. This is going to go away. We don't need to do this here anymore. Instead, in enemy data now is where this would happen. So we have the battle components. We want to add a component, and this is going to be a little different. So var, oh, I can't add, excuse me. I just need to return the type because since it's going to be a component for the behavior tree, is that really a mono? Oh, it is mono behavior. That's fine. So a little bit of refactor. So instead of build, we just need to do a lookup. I'm going to rename this by name, and we're just going to return T. We just got to return the type. Oh, actually, add. No, I can do this. We can do this even better. Oh, it could get better. Yeah. So, can we do this better? No, we can't. That's fine. For BT type is equal to behavior tree lookup. I guess lookup is a mono behavior function as well, which we don't care about. Enemy dot behavior tree. So we'll get the behavior tree. Doesn't it like here? Not to look up, just look up. Look up. Yes, go look up. Holy cow, guys. Oh my god, where are you at? Well, I gotta go beat somebody up. Behavior tree. Static void. Public static lookup. Oh my god. Who else out there? Big nipples. Thanks for the follow. Zolvin, thank you as well. Wow. Bunch of followers. Enemy data. What is your problem, good sir? That is our problem, right? That's our problem. We need to put global dot dot. Then we can look up. We can grab our behavior tree. It was trying to use my string of behavior tree. But if you put global : : it'll look it from a global namespace, not from your local class. So we get the behavior tree type. I want to add a component. Hopefully it'll let me add a component by type. Perfect. And that will get the behavior tree, and then battle component set the behavior tree. And that, well, hopefully, what does this not like? I got to fix you. This should just be type now. Okay. All right. Add components. We got to cast this to a global behavior tree. And there we go. Because this will return the type, but right now it's just returning it as a component, blah, 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 because we're not giving it template. Okay, or generic. All right, I think that will refactor the AI. Let's make sure the AI is not actually broken. How's it going, Harry? And they are broken. So argument cannot be null. This is not a problem. I just need to go back here. We need to reset this and save these because right now they're serialized as empty because we just added this. And we'll keep her test tree just to make sure both work. I think that will fix it. Cross some fingers. So one of them loaded. Battlemat 260. Let's so start coroutine. So one guy loaded, but obviously we broke everything else. Let's make sure. Let's shut a breakpoint, and we'll figure out what I broke. Okay. All right, so we have a behavior tree default. We got back a type. We got back a behavior tree for that one. And then instantly we crash. So we want a battle mat line 99. Let's see what is broken here. So we want to call start of run combat. We want to start the battle. Okay, so let's just put a breakpoint here. Rerun it, see what's up. I'm good, man. I am excelente. I'm good, I'm good. Sunday morning, we're getting some work done. What's not to like? So, yield into battle. We want to start battle. Oh, this is where we, okay. Which is here, good. Got that back. We want to load El Goblin Girl. Oh, Goblin Girl is not working anymore. Goblin Girl, did I change her name? Terminate all. There is a space in here. Boop. There's a space in there. That'll fix us. Hopefully it'll fix us. Let's find out. Okay, good. She's doing a ranged attack on us. She almost kills us. No bueno. Let's attach a bow. Don't you love our test art? I'm going to go find some better icons for Wednesday, guys. FYI. All right, we got to kill her before she kills us. Even though I don't know if that's possible. Actually, no, the bow will make it so she can't hit us anymore. We have too much dodge chance. Haha, you're going to miss. And you know, you're going to die. Oh, she's not dead yet. Damn it. Damn it. But AI is working, right? So now we can set a behavior tree in our enemy editor, and it'll use that tree, which is good. Now she's going to die. Ha ha. So we can build new behavior trees, and we're good to go. What else do I need to add to our enemy editor? I'm thinking. You like the icons? Let the player guess what it is, Jabu? Oh. We should just do different colored question marks for all icons, for all of the icons for items in the games, Jabu. They just like 256 unique colors, and those are all the icons in the game. Talk about frustrating. Yeah, that would not be fun. So, what else? I don't think there is actually anything else we need to add to the enemy editor. When I'm thinking about it, we set a name, right? We set our spine. We could set a skin. Level, is it a backline, frontline? Set all the stats. You can attach all the abilities. Tell it what behavior tree to run. That's kind of it for an enemy. This is pretty much it. I think it's time for an encounters. Are you guys ready for encounters of the third kind? Should there be a backline only setting for ensuring the character is only backline? No recall. There is, sir. There is. If we look at the enemy editor, that's what the ranged flag is for. That is what the ranged flag is for. Sorry, I'm just looking at a quick message here. What is this? You go away. Don't be bugging me right now. Yeah, sorry. How about explain all the item, data, and binary? There you go, Pyro. That's fun, too. If he ever sees your... So ranged is only backline. That's right, Noel. That's right. Maybe you need to... Oh, God, Dreamless. Oh, God. I almost missed your joke. I almost missed it. I'm a little sad that I did not miss it, but okie dokie. That's okay, Screamer. Did I miss something from Screamer as well? That's actually not a bad thing to miss something from Screamer, so I'm not going to feel bad about it. So, all right, let's move on to encounters. I don't know if you guys can handle the encounters that are about to happen here, so prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Is that a new... Where do we need to put this? This will be fine. Is that a new class? An encounter is just going to be a scriptable object, I think. An encounter. Thank you for the follow out there. Thank you so much. You're a good person. You're a good person. Are you actually a good person? Scriptable object. Are you actually, truly a good person? Serializables? Or is it just serializable? Only one knows. That you didn't miss it. It's okay, Dreamless. I get it, man. Make them curse when they miss an attack. Sulfin, that's actually kind of funny. I know, this game just got very entertaining, Dreamless. This game just became something new. Alright, so let's build an encounter. What the heck is an encounter? What is an encounter? That's a very good question. This is a very good question. Let's just start. Well, first of all, like every scriptable object that we build, we need a name just so we can look them up and save them to asset files and all that fun stuff. Oh, let's start laying down some data here. We need, I want min frontline, int max frontline, int min backline, max backline. So that way when we generate an encounter, we'll have a random between min and max for the front line and random between min and max of the back line. Public int level. What's the level of the encounter? Because the level of the encounter will determine what level enemies that we're able to pull from to fill in the slots. And I wonder if I want to put in a string. I'm going to do this as well as a region tag. I don't know if this will be an enum or we'll just have a string tag system. But basically, when we actually start working on the world aspect of the game, right? I want to assign encounters to regions and things like that. Oh, I also... So, let's make this a bool use... is random. All of this data, actually, all of this data right here... Move region up. Is for a random encounter. If this is not set, we are gonna pre-specify encounters. So we can have random encounters and we can pre-build encounters. Like a boss fight would not be a random encounter. It'd be a pre-built encounter that you would find. Entering a cheat code in the player press or game files. I mean, the Goblin Girl Switch would be a nice addition. Dreamless. They're never gonna stop. They will never ever stop, and you know it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with everybody. So this is for a random encounter. For a not so random encounter, we just need a list of enemy data. That's right, enemy data, front line. List enemy data of our backline. What else do we need for an encounter? Just from a data aspect. I don't think I need anything else. This is kind of it. Random boss battles are OP. High level gamer, they can be, right? They can be. Oh, we need to set a public list loot table. Before I forget, we have loot tables. Because if you win the encounter, you got to earn something from it, potentially. So if you flip the switch, make it grow, turn it a bit darker, and give her red eyes. Alright, so this is all of our data. This is our data. We're going to go set it. I wonder if I should implement the encounter right now. Well, first we'll do is a public encounter... Sorry, public static encounter of build string name. Go build an encounter, which is var encounters is equal to resources load all of encounter from the roots, and then var encounter equals encounters where name is equal to the name we passed in, first or default. If encounter is null, return null. Alright, otherwise we have an encounter. We need to set this encounter up. So we'll just say encounter setup. And then create this function. And then we'll return the encounter. And now we can implement the setup method. Okay. So this will let us build an encounter by name. We'll want to also build an encounter randomly, right? Maybe I'll add that too. So public static encounter build, where we can pass in two things. We'll have a couple overloads here. Int for a level and string region, which is optional. So it's load all encounters var cold by level. Let's find encounters. where equals the level we're looking for. If that's fine, and then yeah, if region, if string is null or empty of region, the inverse of that. We can say pulled by level is equal to pulled by level. Let's do another where on this. Where equals region. So that'll do regions. Now we want to pick one of these by at random, right? So let's just convert this to a list. We'll just convert this to a list. We'll then var random is equal to Unity engine random range between 0 and list.count, because it's inclusive to exclusive, so it won't get us to count. So go to 0 to count -1, and then var encounter is equal to list of the random, and then we can just do this. Boom, 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 boom. We do a check here if list.count equals 0, return null. Okay, so now we can get a random encounter based around a level. If you know the exact name we want, we can load that too. So setup, what do we have to do in setup? So if random, right, if it is random, we have to go build, we'll basically build the frontline backline first, and then we'll always use frontline backline if it's random. Var num front is equal to Unity engine random range between min backline and max backline +1, because we want to make max backline inclusive. So we just add +1. Var num back is equal to Unity engine random range of min. It's good that I'll flip this. Min frontline max frontline +1, and this is U and U. Okay, so there's our number of encounters we need to get. Var level range is going to be equal, so far min level is equal to level -2, and var max level is equal to level +2. I think we'll do a level range of this, and I need to do a math.max, always minimum 1, and there's no cap on the top end. How do you learn C#? Nominator, find yourself a website tutorial, a YouTube video series, some books, or a mentor, and just dig in, man. You just got to dig in. You got to start from very basics, find a good tutorial like how to learn to program, and find one that's around C#. What's more important is not how to learn C#, I'm assuming for you, but more how to develop software. Developing software is the skill. C# is really just a tool or a language to make that happen. How's the game coming along? It's coming along great. It is coming along very well, actually. And I'm actually already going to adjust this. I think that's too big of a spread, so we'll do -1 +1. So if I say the encounter's level 2, we'll generate enemies between levels 1 and 3. And maybe we might adjust this as at some point as well, because maybe I'll say, what's the total levels of the entire encounter? Because what happens if I fill up an entire encounter of 12, maybe that's what we should do instead. So based off of the level, maybe we will, I want to keep the average level. How will we keep the average level in line? Because this can get tricky. maybe we'll just, the designer from a standpoint should not say that it could have up to 6 frontline and 6 backline for a level 1 encounter. That would probably be bad, and maybe in the editor we'll put some restrictions there. Otherwise, let's just keep going with this. All right, so we know our level ranges, we know how many we got to do. For int I is 0, I is less than num front plus plus I. Let's go generate our enemies. So I need to go add an overload to say load me an enemy based off of a level, because I want to do unity engine random between min level and max level plus 1 to make it inclusive, right? Unity engine random dot range. This needs that, and we'll then go fix it. Come on. Come on, generate it. There you go, thank you. I don't think you generated it. Oh, there it is. So int level, not internal. Let's make it public in case we ever want to export this. Okay, we'll go implement that in a moment, but this is so far enemy, right, because this is going to give us back, oh, call on, go to implementation. This should return a game object. Static void, yeah, our game object. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was thinking of something. That'll give us an enemy. So that means I need to add so public list of game object front line objects as a getter setter. Get private set so we don't serialize these, and then make these the backline objects. So once we have an enemy and it's set up, we can just add it to our temporary lists. We want to do the same thing for backline. We'll say false. I'm going to add this in here. We'll say true because we want to make sure we load the right type of enemies, right? Num of back. This will make sense in a moment because I'm going to add a boolean if it's a backline or frontline, ranged or not ranged. Load, get the enemy, and this is going to be backline objects. So there we go. For random, we'll go randomly generate all of these. Let's go implement this function now. So int level bool is ranged. And by default, we'll just say false. Okay, how to load this? I kind of want to refactor this away. I'm going to do a little refactor here to say this. This is going to become a private static for us. And this is going to be based off of enemy data. Move this up here. Otherwise, we just want to return load of enemy. And I'll just call this enemy as well. That's fine. Okay, so now we can do this load here, which is, let's copy this a bit. Load all of our enemies. We want to do a level selection here where e.level is equal to level and e.is ranged is equal to is ranged. We don't want to get first or last. We actually just want to convert it to a list so that we can do a random selection from here. This is actually going to be enemy list. So if the enemy list counts 0, return null, and we're done. Yep, okay. Equals enemies, there we go. For human beings, Pyro? Really? Do you really? Do you really? We want to randomly select an item from here, right? So var, we've done this for R, is equal to unity engine random range between 0 and enemy list dot count, and return load of enemy list of R. All right, so now we can randomly pick an enemy based off of our parameters. All of this is going to work. So this is if it's random. Else, we assume it's not random. We just want to do for each var data in front line. Var enemy is equal to enemy data dot load of data name. And then we'll say front line like this. And then we'll go through the backline predetermined. Backline objects. Backline. Okay, so that's if it's not random. So that's going to build out what we're looking for. So we'll build a random encounter. If it's not a random encounter, we'll set it up. Does anything else need to be set up? No. We do need to generate loot, though, because I want to add that to the random encounter. So there we go. Let's put a region around this. Region generates encounter. We still have to go build an editor for this, by the way, because we love our editors now. List of base item. Loot, the big old loot method. So we have a bunch of loot tables. All I want to say is list base item, items, new items. For each var table in loot tables, is equal to table dot draw. If item is not equal to null, items add item, return items. That's it. So that's how we will loot an encounter. Oh, man. And then we'll get the frontliners after we build. All right, so now to use the encounter, I want to use this. And we're actually going to randomly pull encounters. So if we go to the battle mat system, start battle, as you can see right now, we kind of build our own encounter. We're about to fix that right here, right now. So in the battle mat, I'm going to add a new private variable, private encounter, current encounter is null, start battle. Okay, so start battle. Let's build an encounter. So our current encounter is going to be equal to encounter.build. We'll always right now just build a level 1 encounter. That'll just get us up and running. And then we'll have to do a for each var enemy in current encounter dot frontline objects, add actor of enemy dot get components of the battle component. So we'll do that, and then we'll add in the backline. Okay, and now this can go away. So that is that. At the end of battle, when we win, we want to run the loot tables. So right now we are loading a test loot table. That's going to change. Instead, I want to call loot. Did I not make it public? I did not. We want to loot. And then we'll do for each var item in items. And we'll just add it to the inventory like we have been until we refactor the UI for that stuff. So we don't have to do that anymore. Okay. All right, so every fight we're gonna randomly generate an encounter based off our encounters that we're gonna go write an editor for. Everything is good. Whew. Wow. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Switch. Grab a little drink here. Grab a little drink. Oh, you heard that? Ah, delicious. All right. Let's go do this editor now. Because obviously, if I try and run the game at the moment, I think we're going to throw an exception. Because we actually are not able to build an encounter. We don't have any encounters. And as I was expecting, right? Object reference not set to an instance. We don't have an encounter to generate because we need a whole new encounter. We need a whole new editor. It's time. It's editor time, everyone. Man, we are on this huge editor kick now, aren't we? I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. It's been entertaining. Hopefully you guys are picking some stuff up on these stupid editors. It's an editor window. Because I've been learning a lot about editors. I'll tell you that much. Now, when we pick editors, I need to be able to pick... we're going to have a couple of things going on. So it's still some code. Still this. Okay, actually, before we even do that, let's steal what we actually really care about, which is here and here. Editor time? Yeah, it's editor time. Yeah, so we need this, okay, which is create an encounter. And this is going to be an our blah 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 us, yeah, right. Encounter. I'm going to add that as a variable. This is just an encounter. Encounters. Encounter. Okay. Okay, that's an encounter. Get you in there. All right, so now private encounter of our encounter. Learning is difficult if your head always throws a Stack Overflow. Very true. Did you write your own class for drop chances, or does Unity have a built-in class for that? It does have a built-in class for that. From the enemy editor, I will show you. I believe it does. So here is, well, it does, Jackson, it does. It's basically just a menu, right? So you have to do it a little bit yourself, but it's basically just a menu. So we build a menu, and then we show it as context. Boop, boop. And that's all we do. So we build a little menu, and we show the menu. And that gives us a drop-down, a drop list. Encounter editor. Okay. Let's get the on GUI in here. Right and right. Encounter. if counter is null, just return. All right, so let's do some stuff. Let's get the name field going on. And then we'll get the save button in here. I think I wrote a draw save, if I remember. Yeah, draw save. We can use that. Didn't copy what I wanted at all. Copy the whole thing. Okay. Counter editor. Wow. What is going on? Visual Studio has failed me. Visual Studio's failed me. Normally that would copy the whole function. And I don't know why I didn't. But bad on you. Visual Studio, bad on you. Draw, save. We don't need validation right now. We will at some point. Okay, encounter, 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 and encounter. All right. We can get a couple more functions, like this draw toggle. I like the draw toggle. Int fields, draw text fields. Let's get these in here and we'll start building this out now. Okay. Okay. You need validation? Screamer, I validate you. You have been validated, sir. Of some sort. All right, first thing is first is we need this toggle. We need a little toggle. Which is encounter dot is use what did we call it? Level loot max. I thought it was like random gener brand. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. It's right here. I know it's right here. Don't worry. Because it's not public. Because it's not public. Yeah, we know it'll have default value false. You're fine. Okay, so is random now, right? Is random is draw toggle label. And the label we want to draw is random. Is random. All right, let's just see what we got so far. Because we've written a lot of code and we haven't been back in here. Once this reloads, we can create an encounter. And there's our first encounter. And this is test encounter. If we save it, we should get test encounter, right? We'll have our random button here. Let's adjust something. Open you back up. All right, so it is draw toggle label. Just 10, and this should actually be a GUI layout width of 80. Keep it all nice and clean. Okay, that's better. So depending on if this is checked or not, the data that we draw down here is going to be different. It's going to be different. And that's what I want to do right now. So on GUI, if encounter is random, else, so if it's random, we want to draw our min and our max fields, and we'll draw them as, before I even do is random, let's do encounter, and we'll put this, so well, I'm going to do a wrap horizontal. We'll put you here, but I also want to say encounter level is equal to draw int field level. See what that is like real quick. Okay, that's fine for the moment. So we can set the level, right? And if it's random, and now we'll do some fun stuff here. Let's do another wrap horizontal. So if it's a random encounter, in this, I want to say encounter.min front line is equal to draw int field min front line max front, and max front line, and then copy this onto a new line, and I might need to wrap this in a GUI layout begin vertical and vertical. Move these into the vertical. Okay. This is min backline, max backline. Front line, right, min back, max back. Let's go see what that looks like, guys. 12 days stands. For that, you use Unity from 12 days or 12th day of the stream. Mick Broizo, it's a little bit of both. So before we started on this project, this project, we are 12 days in. Before we started on this, I've done a little bit in Unity, not a ton in Unity, but I have done some. So it's definitely not my 12th day in Unity, but it's pretty close to my 12th day in Unity. So depending on if this is checked or not, I got to adjust our sizes here, right? But depending on if this is checked or not, we'll get this data. So perfect. And it'll show other data in the else when we get there. Oops, let me get you back in there. Okay, so draw int field. Need to make a change to draw int field to label width, which will have a default of 50. And this is going to be 30 plus label width, and this will just be label width. So now I can give a label width in here. And actually I want to auto hide you. Okay. Because I need more width than 50. But I don't want to mess up our other labels. So I want to see if that's what I need. Line 70 is min backline, min back. Thank you, sir. Min backline, max backline, fixed. This is why I keep you around, null recall. You're my fact checker. Too much. Don't need 100. That is better. Let's add that on both of these. Let's see what we got now. Okay, all right, so min front line, min back, right, min to max, if it's a random encounter, will randomly generate those heroes. If it's not a random encounter, though, is where things are going to get interesting. So if it's not a random encounter, we need two sets of data to let me pick from. Excuse me. Screamer, I don't keep you around though. You just hang around. You just hang around. What engine am I most familiar with? I'll learn to talk. Maybe in the next 12 months or so. You know, that is a very good question. What engine am I most familiar with? I don't even know. I use a lot of game engines, right? Torque 2D. Maybe I'm most familiar with Torque 2D, maybe. Because I know that engine, because it's an open source engine, and I know it from the core renderer all the way up the stack. Torque 2D, I'm pretty familiar with Godot. We're working on Unity now. Pretty familiar with Monogame. I don't know. That's a hard question. Maybe I'm not familiar with any of them because I've used too many. Okay, so in our else, I want to have 2 collapsibles, or do I care about if they're collapsible or not? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud how I want to lay this out. I think we'll make them collapsibles. And this is enemy data, right? So it'll be kind of like in our item editor when we do abilities. It can be very, very simple, very similar. So this is what I'm looking for. Something like this. All but this. Open this back up. All right. Let's have a private bool show front line. True by default. Private bool show backline is true by default. All right, so this is here. Front line here. Am I familiar with any Lua-based engines? No, I'm not familiar. I've never really used a Lua game engine. Is this my day job? It is not my day job. My day job, I'm a software architect. Okay, so if we should show this fold out, we need scroll positions as well. Front line scroll 0. Backline scroll 0. Okay, so in the front line scroll, he's you and you. And we'll figure out how much space we want to put in here. And then we'll say for encounter front line, which is just our field list. Okay, good. Enemy encounter front line. Draw enemy. Enemy, implement that. And then this is if you want to add a new. We want to add a new, so we need to keep, we only need 1 new, which is fine. Enemy data, new enemy equals null. I don't know if I even need to do, because this is going to be a pop-up, right? A better way of adding this, instead of doing that piece of code, would be item editor. When we do the abilities, which is basically, yeah, let's do this instead. That's what I'm looking for, right? Add enemy. And then on select enemy, we'll have to go add this. I might need to update this. Oh, there's an on select. Well, that's the on select callback. And I can give it extensions. Because I want to restrict it based off of frontline or backline. What path did I take to become a software architect? Well, I started my careers out as a software engineer for a very long time. I just naturally progressed into an architectural role. Mr. Yosata. Oh man, I am butchering your name. But it was just a natural progression. And James, thank you for the follow. Jamsh61, thank you so much. Yeah, it was kind of just a natural progression into architecture over the many years. Many years on selectability. We will need this. Okay, on select enemy. Oh my god, the follows. They are flowing in. Danfer. Thank you. I did go, yes. As a enemy data. As an enemy. On select, I'm actually going to have two functions here. On select front enemy, just so I know where this goes. Front line, add counter, right? And then we'll have a separate method on select back enemy. And this is going to go into the back line. However, so on select front, this is gonna give us back all enemy data. This is gonna return all enemy data, but I don't want to show all enemy data. I kind of want to restrict enemies to frontline only. Take a pay cut and we'll call you an architect. Wow, Screamer, wow. You're in high school thinking about computer science or software engineering. Well, it's a decision you're going to have to make. Both are fine. Depends what you want to do. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. Oh. That's lost forever, everyone. I've lost it forever. So this is front line. I'm just trying to think how I want to go through show. Let's go look at the implementation here. What if there's a show that draw a button plus object selection combo, filtering specific types? Yeah, I get that it's filtering specific types, but that doesn't really help me. Because I need more than a type. I need a filter function. We need a way to filter. I think I might just add that onto here. So you could pass in extensions, and then we can have a func of system func, which returns a bool, and it takes in a t filter. Okay, and we'll default it to null, so you don't have to use it. Otherwise, we've got to fix up a bunch of code. Then we'll say if filter is not null. We want to go through each object. Keep is equal to filter of comp objects of I. Actually, this is remove, right? If it should be filtered. Objects of I. If remove, we say comp m objects I is equal to null. We basically null it out, right? It shouldn't be there. And then it does a sort. I think that'll work. Okay. We might need to also do some other fun stuff in here in the future, but for now I can do a filter, which takes in an enemy. Return true real quick, if just to see if I'm getting this right. On select, show, what doesn't it like here? Oh, sorry, I messed up. My implementation. If I can find where I put that, it's right here, right? I need to reverse these because that's our result. This should actually be T in bool. Okay, close you now. So this should compile. Cannot convert from object, oh, because this is right as T. Okay, good. Is Roomba food now? No recall? It really is. You're programming Unity, and I'm looking for improving your knowledge on it. Rekdan is my last name and first name is Nelson. Well, Nelson, hello. Welcome to the stream. Pull up a chair, relax, get yourself something to drink, and ask any questions you might have. All right, so we need to know if we should filter it out or not. Since this is a front line, I need to know if enemy is ranged. Should we filter out? Basically, I just want to return if they're ranged. So return ranged, filter out ranged enemies. So if it's ranged, filter, yes, go away, boom, right? We'll do the opposite for the other selector here in a moment. So I need to now do draw of an enemy. And when we draw an enemy, I want to do a wrap horizontal. We want ourselves a nice little wrap horizontal. We have, sorry, this should not be an enemy. This should be an enemy data. We have some good data for us because I want to put name, level, and then 2 buttons on here. So, editor, GUI, layout, label. The label is, do I even need a label? We don't, the label is just enemy.name, GUI layouts, width. We'll start here. All right, so we have label. I want to do another label of enemy.level. ToString. Let's see what we got so far, guys. Let's see what we got so far. All right, so testing counter, right? So if it's random, we show this. If it's not random, then we want to show this data. This will let us add an enemy. Oh, good so far. And these are frontline, right? These are frontline, and this is good. It's not showing Goblin Girl, who's backline. Let's select enemy, and there we go. Enemy level 1. Let's add Goblin, which will be Goblin level 2, and then I'm going to add some buttons here. Yeah. Let me add a little bit of data. Make that a little bit more usable. But now let's add some buttons. So if editor, GUI, layouts. Oh, that's right, it's not. It's just in GUI layout. A button. The content of this button is going to be 2 things. One, we want to load the editor for the enemy. So that's what we use that icon for. And then we'll do another one, if GUI layout of button of an X, which is for delete. Let's give this some width. GUI layouts width. One more. Just copy and paste that. All right, so we'll do the delete first. If they want to delete enemy data, I need to put draw enemy bool front line true to know if it's in the front line or back line. So then if front line encounter front line remove enemy else. Thanks for the follows out there, guys. Pusna, Oxmax, and Mr. Yoto, Mr. Yosata. Every name butchered like normal. I mean, if you've been watching my stream for any length of time, par for the course. So we'll get our delete button in there. I want to do the pop button here, which is enemy editor. Did I add add a function for this? We did not, so let's just do it right now. Load enemy of enemy data enemy. Don't need you. We don't need you. This is all we do, and then boom. And we don't need a return. This is just going to be void. Okay. So now we can load an enemy from the editor. So load enemy of enemy. And we don't need to worry about focus at that point. All right, so that'll do that. That'll delete. That's draw enemy. When we draw enemy, are we drawing enemy right now? Draw enemy. This is yes for front line. All right, let's see what we do here. And then we'll add the back line, which is really just a copy paste. Copy the paste to the back line. So there is here, if we pop this open, right, we go to our enemy. If we click here, we'll pull up the goblin. This will let us delete everything. We can add it back. So we have full UI functionality now. And we have our level. We know what our name is. This is good. We can add 2 goblins, by the way, or 2 enemies. There's no restriction on that, which is A-okay. You know, you can have a party, you can have an encounter of all bandits. I need to adjust our sizing here, but that's fine. Let's add the back line now. Which is taking all of this. Boom. Show backline. Change a bunch of variables around. The backline. Backline scroll. Okay. And we do need to put... Oh, the add button. We should only show the add button. I'll make that change here in a moment. Backline. Backline. That's false. Add enemy. This is now the inverse, right? Filter out non-ranged enemies. And there we go. This should work. We have a bug that I'm going to go do. You could use Control KD to format the code in Visual Studio. It's pretty good. Yeah, I know. But I also use my own formatting. Because if I did Control KD, right, it would format. But this is already formatted because I use Visual Assist, which formats on the fly. All right, so now we have front line, 1, 2, 3. So this is way too much room. Let's adjust this, cut this down. Don't need nearly that much space. 1, 2, 3. If I add, I just want to see what happens. 3, 4, 5. I just want to get all the enemies in here because I should be able to show all of them. I think that's how much space we're looking for. That's perfect. All right, so now this is 150 as well. So here's the bug that we have. FYI, guys, here's the bug that we have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 6 enemies. We only support, we actually only support 3 enemies. This is way too much. We only support 3 enemies per line. And here I have 6 in the front line. So El Buggerino. Easy to fix, and we're going to go fix it right now. We'll just say if encounter frontline count is less than 3, we will draw all of this. And do the same thing here. If encounter backline count is less than 3, draw all of this. See what that is. I'm too lazy for these weird key combos in Visual Studio, so I usually go to the last closing bracket, remove it, place it again, reformat the code, Pyro. Holy smokes. So you can see we don't have an add button anymore. If we remove one more, boom, we can now add an enemy. And in a moment here, Oh, I need to call focus. I'm not doing that right. And right, sorry, let me call focus. Fix a little bug. Okay. The cut and paste you did, and by the way, love how you manage. Well, thanks for the lot. Thanks, man. So if we add an enemy now, it'll instantly pop in here, and we lose our add button. We have too much space now because I wasn't thinking what I was doing. This actually was enough space. This is enough space. Just the hotkeys are weird. Well, aren't the hotkeys for this is still too much space, by the way. Aren't the hotkeys weird for any bit of professional software, Pyro? Because there's just so many actions, right? It's hard to build hotkeys around them that start to make sense. We have to do our loot tables next, by the way, and an encounter will be done. Okay, so let's add. By the way, we only have one backline hero. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. She's getting added to the front line. And let's fix that. And on select. Oh, because we're not calling the right function. On select backline. That'll fix her. That'll fix it. Go away, go away, and go away. Let's try that again. Boom, boom, and boom, right? Add a goblin there. We could save you, and Bob's your uncle. And remember, random just shows and hides this data, so if I don't select random, this data will still be saved. Even if I choose random, the data is still serialized. We don't care about that, because we'll just use this data instead. There's still, yeah, Blender has kind of the worst hotkeys of any piece of software I think I've ever seen. I'm not gonna argue with that. All right, one more thing. We need loot tables, guys. We need L loot tables. How do we get some loot tables in here? Well, that's easy. It's essentially everything we just did. And I don't do this new enemy. I don't need that, right? Good. So private bool show loot tables is true by default. Vector 2 table scroll vector 2 of 0. Set up our data. We're going to copy this code. It's going to be a little different, which is fine. Show loot tables, boom, 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 loot tables. Thank you guys for the follows. Loot table. JP Moore, thank you, man. Thank you. All right, so we have some loot tables. That's probably more than enough that we need. This is going to be a draw table. Let's call it loot table, actually. Loot tables. Don't need that in there. Generate that, okay, and then this if condition goes away. There's no max on loot tables to be added. And then we want to add loot table. Generate a method there for loot table. We don't need a selector. Okay, on select loot table now and draw loot table. Just got to implement these. So when we draw a loot table, it's going to be a wrap of a horizontal. And we're going to have two things in here. We're just going to have a label field of the table name. Loot tables. Do loot tables have a level? No, they don't. That's right. So a table name and then these two buttons. Actually, it's going to have three things because we want to be able to open up the loot table, right? Boom, I like it. So loot table editor, load editor, which will let us pass in a table. And then this can all go away, and we just say encounter loot tables, remove our table. Okay. Okay. You're new here. To be clear, what are we doing is automating the monster encounter in the game. That's right, Redcliffe. We are building designer editors to build monsters or enemies, call them what you want, encounter tables, loot tables, basically. From within Unity, we can build up all this data so that we can then lay it out in the game to be used. And we're going to be showing that here in a moment once this editor is finished, which it should be just about done. Let me adjust some sizes. Because I think loot tables are there unless I have a bug. So let's add a loot table. We only have one test table. Select it. Select. So we have a bug. So because I haven't implemented this yet. On select, not implemented. Let's copy this. Loot table. And loot tables. Table. That will do it. Okay. Now we can add some loot tables here. Boom. We'll have it in here 3 times. 3 times is the charm. And if we want, we can open up the loot table, right? And see that this is our table. We can open it up. Make sure delete works. Okay, good. Save it. All right, let's go test this out. I'm going to test this out. We're going to actually have 2 encounters. Create encounter. I'll call this random test because I want this one to be a random encounter. So min front, max front, so 1 to 2, and then we'll have 0 to 1 backliners. And hopefully it does what it wants to. I have a little bug. Sorry, guys. The show loot tables. This code is in the wrong spot. It just needs to get popped out. Because a random encounter, you should still be able to set up loot tables, which is good. I edited the wrong thing. Oh no! It's fine. So this is now going to be our random test. No, let's just do this. Encounter 1. Level 1 has our loot table. Save it. It's not going to be random. Let's open up the right one here. And we'll call this random 1. Level 1, so min 1 to 2, 0 to 1, add 1 loot table. Hit save. All right, so we have random 1 and we have encounter 1, right? They're both level 1. One's random, one is not. I want to go test this out. Actually, the game should just start using these. It's 2D, Silent Grill. Unity does support editors. That's one of the powerful things about Unity is, doing everything in one tool. All right, not everything. Obviously, you're not going to draw art, you're not going to draw 3D models, you're not going to edit sound, right? You're not going to compose, but you know what I mean. You can do a lot within the Unity universe. In our battle mats. So in start battle, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Or really what I'll just do is a debug log current encounter.name. Let's see what encounter we generated and we'll figure out what's going on. We might have some bugs. It might not. There's a good chance it's not going to work first time out of the gates, but we're going to go see. So we actually got an encounter here, and we're about to die. Oh my god, this is going to hurt. What did we generate, by the way? We generated encounter 1. Encounter 1 is these goblin girls wreck us by default. Let's increase our speed so that they can't hit us. All right, so we got encounter 1 again. Now they... Oh, God. That was the wrong thing to increase. I actually want to increase my luck, I believe. Let's see if we get encounter 1 again. Aha! This time we got random 1. And this random 1 is a one-on-one duel. Oh my God, we're gonna kick his patootie all over. I wonder if you can open an editor window in Unity and let it have several tabs, Pyro, so you could combine all the editors in one if you open one of your files and simply show it. Oh, I don't know, Pyro. That would be interesting. I gotta imagine you can do tabs. You gotta watch out for those Goblin Girl Screamer. They are a doozy. All right, so we're gonna kill this guy. We're gonna now get a new encounter. This time we got encounter 1, and this is encounter 1, but they miss us now. Oh, because we're too good for them, guys. We are way too good for these people. We don't do enough damage. This encounter is going to take a really long time. So instead, I'm just going to keep stopping, starting, and seeing what happens from a random standpoint. Ah, so there's another random encounter, which is 2 frontliners. This is good. This is, everything's working. No bugs so far. I'm happy. What do you guys think? We got our encounter system up and running. Oh, we're missing one thing in encounters. I need to be able to put a region. So we'll have an encounter name. I think I'll use this field. Oh, we'll put it at the top. Let me go ahead and region. It's optional. We don't necessarily set it, but it should be there. Go back to our encounter editor. So instead of doing this, I can just do encounter name is equal to draw text field. Encounter.name. And then let's give it a width of 100. And this should be in a wrap horizontal. We'll do region, region. Just give yourself a sort of Wilkie. All right, we'll add that. We'll add it, Pyro. Give me a moment. I want to check my encounter. There we go. We can adjust some sizes here now. Let's do 150 and 70. Is that too large? See, we have 200 to work with. That might be too much. Oh, actually, it's not. And actually, that's going to be okay. Right? So we just want to make sure if I don't set a region here and we save this, and I save this without setting a region, make sure I don't break anything. Otherwise, we'll go make a little bug fix. Aha! We do have a bug. Which is all right. In our encounter load. So when we build based off of region, let's put a breakpoint here. Let's see what happens. Because that should, looking at the code, I don't think we should have had a problem. One way to find out, wait for the game to start. Let's try that again. Oh, I'm zoomed in. Like, what's going on? Zoom out. Okay, don't need a breakpoint there. Load by encounter. So region is null, level is 1. We have our list. We got an encounter. Okay, so we're fine. Get the behavior tree, doing all these checks. All right, so somebody said I should make an item here. I'm going to update the basic bow to do just a ton O damage. Damage of 100. And we'll save it. Let's do that again. Hey, Rad, what's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. Happy good old Sunday, right? Okay, so in count, I think we're fine now. I don't know what that was. I just reloaded a page I didn't need to. So give me a moment here, and I'm gonna. I forgot to do something. Forgot to do something. You shall not pass. All right, now they can't attack us. They're gonna miss. We're too smart for them. We are way too smart for goblin girls, everyone. If you don't realize this, we are way too smart for goblin girls. Wow, look at how much damage we're gonna do now. We are gonna... Oh my god, they have no chance. They have absolutely zero chance on us. Doylety, thank you, Doyle. Doyle. Thanks for the follow, man. Where did you get these sprites? A lot of these are test sprites from Spine. From the Spine editor? So if you use Spine, you have these sprites. Why are we picking on the goblin girls, guys? Why am I focusing on them first? What's that saying about me? What does that say? I just want to make sure after this comment. Oh, you know what I'm checking? I'm not checking on loot. I need to see after this fight if we are getting inventory. Go away, sorry. Right now we have no extra items. Yeah, so actually this is good. Let me make sure we're drawing loot tables correctly. And we'll have that. There will be. And there we be. Okay, one more. Man, encounter 1 is so beefy. So that's the end of the encounter. We loot table selected a gold sword and a silver sword, so we did get 2 items. And if we look in our inventory, we now have a gold sword and we have a silver sword. I like how our silver sword is just a mouse pointer, but why not, right? At least our gold sword's a gold sword. Give me a little credit. Give me a little credit. I do not want to attach this because our defense will drop. But yeah, all right. All right, encounter editor, done. Done and done. It's pretty snazzy. All right, it's not that snazzy, but it is usable and it's acceptable. And I'm able to add, so you can, by the way, somebody's saying, can you add all of this to tabs? You sort of can. If we take this, let me see if I can actually make this. Come on, no. I think I could do this. I might be wrong. For instance, we can add this up here, right? And then we can put this up here. And then we can add more tabs, but not a tab we care about. So this is one way, I guess, that we could tabularize. See, it's close and close, and it'll reopen, okay. But yeah, there might be a way to add tabs to a single editor. There has to be. Are we ready to ship it, Screamer? I think we're ready to ship it, man. You might be right. Okay, so encounter editors, items. We need to fix AI. So here's what's on our list of to-dos. We need to improve the AI. Right now, the AI is flat. It's very flat. We need to make it a little bit more vibrant, right? We got to add a little lemon zest to the behavior trees, guys, and brighten them up a bit. They work, they do their job, but they're very flat. For instance, if Goblin Girl has a sleep ability, she will basically prioritize and just constantly just use that one sleep ability until she runs out of SP. Because it's a weighted system, and that becomes the highest weight, and that's all you can do. Now, you're in trouble. So we want to add either a little bit of randomization there, or adjust how we figure out weighting. Maybe we'll take SP into factor. Maybe we'll look at If you want to cast sleep, should we say is the target already asleep? If they're already asleep, maybe we don't re-sleep them. Maybe we sleep a different target. Maybe we attack them. So it's EA. It's early access version 0.1.0 kill. I think it's ready for Steam, guys. It's definitely Steam quality. There are worse games on Steam. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So we need to fix up the AI. That's one of our jobs. We need to work on the character creator. Right now, we have this system which is going to get replaced because we're moving away. It's not going to be like a class-based system or anything like that. Instead, we're going to have a character-based system. So just like we have enemies, like I have a goblin, we're going to create a cast of characters, and those are the characters you can have. They will level up. So you won't create a warrior, you won't create a wizard, or whatever they happen to be. Instead, we'll have named characters who have a unique class, right? So every character will be unique. It'll have its own level progression. They'll have their own abilities to purchase and things like that. There might be something shared. But yeah, so we need to create, I think that's the next thing we'll do is the character creator, where we create our characters, define their level progression, define what abilities are learnable, and all that fun stuff. Thanks for showing us that hack font a few streams ago. I know, Rad, I love the hack font. It's nice, dude, it is the best coding font. FYI, just another plug for a free font. It's called the Hack Font. If you just Google Hack Font, you'll find their website. It's a free font. It's a very, very nice font for doing software development. This is the Hack Font. This is what I use. It's amazing. You'd greenlight it, Toxic? That is so nice of you, man. $10 price tag? $10, Rad. Come on, we could go higher than that. Somebody wanted to greenlight an MMO tic-tac-toe. What do you do in an MMO tic-tac-toe? I don't get it. I don't understand what's the MMO aspect. I understand online tic-tac-toe. What's the persistency? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's greenlight MMO Pong. It was a high score. Oh, Pyro. What if we greenlight MMO Pong? Yes, do you have a link to this a tic-tac-toe MMO? If you do, let me know. And hey, Cash, what's up, man? So, do we get started on this? Maybe let's get a little bit of work done. Let's get the groundwork done and in place for our character system so we can start replacing the character creator. Yeah, you do that, Pyro. Right? MMO Pong. Just jump into a random Pong game. So it's a one-on-one Pong game, and all of a sudden there's a third Pong paddle, and you're like, what's going on? What the hell? And every ball that you block, you gain an experience point. And the higher your level, you can either make your Pong paddle longer, you can make your Pong paddle faster, maybe you can increase the bounce rate. Wow, No, we will not start designing out MMO Pong. There is no MMO Pong. Wait till next week, guys. Next week, we're going to start working on Pong the MMO. Rad, what the hell? Why are we working on this 8-bit RPG? This Pong has to be started. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. You can invade other people's Pong game. I know, Pots. That's, oh my god, so amazing. MMO Pong just became a thing. All right, let's start working on our character system. I'm going to add a new folder. Characters. Okay, so we need our character data. I already have a character data class. But this has to be, we need a character data class though. Because this is when because this actually might be going away slightly, or it's gonna be different. Character data, I'm gonna rename this so I can use, because I want to use this class name. And we don't use this for much. Character data transfer. Do the big rename. Make sure nothing failed to compile. Okay. Rename this. Now I can use my class name. Get it out of this namespace. It's a script. It's a scriptable object using Unity Engine. So thankfully, we can steal a little bit from enemy data. Actually, there's really only two things we're gonna steal from enemy data. We can steal a whole bunch of stuff from enemy data, like these two items. Serializable. And we do want actor data here. I don't know, MMO Pong though might go on the back burner. It might go on our list. It might have to. Just might have to. Okay, so character data, character name. We'll have a description. And then there became everything else. So what are we going to do with level progression? Basically, are we going to do a simple system where we say every level you gain X, stats? Because essentially that would be public int brawn gain. Right, brawn gain per level, public int speed gain, public int. I'm trying to think if I want to go this route. So here's the problem with going like this, right? This means that if I want to have a hero that increases their brawn over time, I have to give them some type of progression every level. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is saying that this character at level 5 gains 20 brawn. At level 15 gains another 20 brawn, right? So there's two ways of doing level progression from a stat perspective. What does serializable mean? This just means that this class can serialize to data, to a file. You simply created it all. God, rad. Found it, but you finally realized it's not an MMO and fixed that. But it's released on Steam. Online Tic-Tac-Toe is on Steam. Oh my god. All right, hold on, Pyro. Hold on. You gotta give us some links, man. You gotta give us some links. So, yeah, so that's the question here. Should we do linear stat progression? Or do we want to do stat progression differently? What do you guys think? Hey guys, what do you guys think? So basically, let's put a little document in here for us to type out. Essentially, should level 1 be +1, or let's say, right, +2 brawn, level 2 +2 brawn, level 3, right, +2 brawn. That's a way of doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. The other option of seeing this is at level 1 you get +5 brawn. At level 5 you get +10 brawn. At level 15 you get +20 brawn. But where this becomes powerful is you can start tapering off, right? So then at level, we don't get anything past 15 until level 30. And then at level 30 you only get +5 brawn. And then at level 40 we'll give you another +5 5 brawn, right? So this gives us a way of graphing out stat progression for a character instead of having a very linear stat progression. It makes every level up feel more spectacular. Yeah, it does. It does. What if we do it... What if we do it in blocks? What if we do it in blocks? So instead, we define the data structure that says from levels 1 through 15, plus 2 brawn. From levels 16 through 30, you get plus 4 brawn. And then levels 31 through 100, you get plus 1 brawn. We could also define a data set that looks like this. All right, so hold on. What is the Steam link to this amazing game? Match More is what this is called. Oh, this is like 3D tic-tac-toe. Is it actually 3D tic-tac-toe? Oh, it is 3D tic-tac-toe. I mean, which doesn't really change much from a tic-tac-toe. I like how the X's are still X's, but the O's are just spheres. And this, of course, is just in a... you're like flying through space or something? I mean, you're not really... Oh, God, why is there a whale tail? Why? What the... So I'm just watching this video, and all of a sudden there's a whale tail. You guys got to click this link if you can. And then... Let me know when you see the tail of the whale. Here, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it on stream. All right, we're going to back up. We're backing up, guys. Tell me what's going on. Obits, what's going down, man? All right, so it's 3D tic-tac-toe. It's just, I don't know why these are spheres, and then these are kind of flat X's, because they seem very flat to me, but okay. No, it is not code red. JP Moore, it's not code red. Wait for it. Did you guys see it? I might have missed it. It might pop up again. We're just flying through space, and what's this whale tail? This whole tail of a whale. Not falling for that again, Screamer. What is this whale's tail? We gotta back up again. Why is this here? There's just a whale floating in space. I think we're floating in space. And there we go. It's early access, and it's $1. Nothing like a dollar game. I don't know, but it was funny. All right, so raise of hands. Don't type anything. Just literally raise your hand out there. I will sense it. I will know if we should go with the middle option. There's a whole space whale if you rewatch the beginning. Oh, toxic. I can't watch it again though. I've met my quota for bad video game videos. Tic-tac-toe on GitHub. Oh, nice, Pyro. I can't open source tic-tac-toe game. Amazing. It's amazing. All right, I think we're going to define a data structure like this, though, everybody. I think I want to define this type of data structure. So we'll give a level range, right? We'll say from min to max level, apply these stat gains. And that way we can set up a curve, right? We can set up curved graphs of stat progression. It's not necessarily linear. It's not necessarily like this. I mean, you could define the data structure to look exactly like this, but we're going to build it like this to give us some flexibility. So that means I need a new class here, class stat progression, which has which is serializable as well. Let's see, min level, max level, and then all of these are going to go into the stat progression, right? Bronze, speed, smarts, public, ints, luck, gain. And then here is just going to be a list of stat progressions, and then we'll sort them. All right, so get rid of all this now. All right. So we have stat progressions for our character data. Do I need to keep it sorted? We kind of, well, we'll make sure it's sorted in from the UI perspective, but when we apply a stat progression, so character data, just got to make sure we don't, yeah, so then let's add some helpers here. Public stat progression of, no, public void level up, battle components, actor. Let's level up an actor, int. Do we know, is this after we've applied their level? Yeah, so this will be after we've applied the level, so we just want to get the new level. So let's find the right stat progression. Var progression, not that, but var progression is equal to stat progressions, where dot min level is less than or equal to our actor stats level, and e.max level, right, is greater than or equal to actor stats level. And then find the first or default. Should really only find one. If progression is null, what should we do? If there is no progression, there's nothing to level up, so we'll just return. Okay. Otherwise, we have a progression. We want to apply all the stat gains. So we'll say actor stats base brawn plus equal to progression brawn gain. Base smarts, base speed, base, so brawn, smart, speed, luck. Oh, I wonder, actually when I think about this, should we just compute this on the fly each time? Or should we, no, let's not. There's really no reason to do that. Because in our save file, we'll just save the stats out as they are. Smarts gain, brawn gain, speed gain, and then luck gain, right? So there's all of our base stats. And now we have this progression system. We'll find the right progression to apply when we level up, and this will happen somewhere else, but that's good. We need to put in a constructor here. Data, because I want to say actor data equals new. I just want to make sure these get defaulted and not empty lists or empty data and get null. Stat progressions is new list. And end up with no reference errors. Never fun. Now let's do public character. Should I do character data this way, or should we just do game objects load of a load string by character name? I think that's what I want to do actually. So just like we did in enemy data. Which is here. I'm going to copy a lot of this here. It's going to be very similar. We want to instantiate our base hero object, get our skeletal animator. Sorry, enemy data. Got to go and do one more thing, which is this. Before we worry about any of this. Var characters. Character data, where e.name equals name, first or default, Okay, now we can do some work here. Get the skeletal animation, right? Set the right actor skeletal to it. We could set the name. This does not matter. We won't set base stats. We will set, actually we don't set experience because that starts at 0. We'll reset. We don't need to call that. And, we'll get the base abilities. We don't have a behavior tree. That's good. What we do want to call, though, is level up. Off of the character. We want to say character. Because if there's level 1 gains, like if you got something at level 1, which we start at level 1, which should be the base statistics for the hero, we want to make sure they get applied. Okay, so that will level them up. And then we can return the hero object, and that's how we now load heroes. This is how heroes are going to get loaded. And what else do we need on character data for heroes? We have stat progression. Oh, we need list abilities. So these are abilities that they can learn and or that they get for free, depending on the cost. So I need to make a quick fix in our battle component, because right now we call a load, and I should set this. Actually, let's do that. Let's have we need a reference to it anyway. Okay, public data. Go away, make sure we set it. Equals our character, which will then have a public list of abilities that will be loaded already. So load free abilities is going to change now. Because instead of using resource load all abilities of that, it's really our character data dot abilities. And what doesn't it like here? Did I not? Oh, I didn't make them public. Good on me, man. Good on me. Okay. Character data, the class needs to be fixed. There we go. And stat progression needs to be fixed as well. And all right, so character data should work up now. We don't have a any characters yet. We need to build the UI for this. What else do we need? So what makes up a character? It's really about stat progressions, right? It's the list of abilities that they will be able to learn at some point, which we don't implement that yet, but we will be. We don't have item restrictions on characters. Oh, I know what else I want to do. I want to do starting items. So public list base item. Base item. Yeah. Starting items. I want to have a starting items. So when we are loading this hero for the first time, after we do all this, let's load up. So for each var item in starting items, we'll say battle components dot inventory if item is So I just want to equip psych equip item, right? And in what slot? Item, and then item.slot. Let me take a look at equip. I might have to make a little freaking fix for you because we never add it to the bag. So I think by default, instead of equipping it, I want to call add to bag of item. And then if item is not null for each, we don't actually want to do this, and we don't want to remove it from the bag. Yeah, so this is a good return. So if we ever have like a slot, like, because we might have bag slots, maybe you just have potions or whatever, right? You don't equip potions. Hey, Mango, how's it going, man? You don't equip potions, but we might start you out with a healing potion or something weird like that. Side question for anyone that uses Git. What is the point of stash? Rad, stash. If you ever use TFS, think of stash like a shelf set. Stash lets me, so here's all my changes I have here, right? Instead of committing these changes to the branch, instead I could stash them, which basically goes onto a stack of changes right here, and all of my changes are gone. Now I've stashed it, I can now move to a different branch if I want. Right, now on the master branch, I can move and make another change. So stash lets you take any changes you're actively working on. You're not ready to commit them, but you need to pause and you need to go do something else in the repository. So stash your changes, move to another branch, or go fix a bug or whatever. Check that in, get that done, move back to your branch, and then you can pop your stash off. And you can have several layers of stash because it's a stack. But if you use anything like TFS, think of them kind of like shelf sets. It's not exactly shelf sets. I can't share my stash with other people, for instance, right? It's not remote. It's your local stash. All right, so this will equip all of our starting items if they're equipable. Otherwise, we'll just add them to the bag. So now we have abilities. We can have starting items for new characters. We have stat progressions that we'll define. And that's really a character when you think about it. Like, what else is their character? I mean, obviously, actor data will expand for us. Like, if we have I'm not going to say voice acting, but if there's any type of voice emotes or voice lines, they would get added to actor data. And then we'd update editors. When we get icons, we'll definitely have icons, because right now we just have a skeletal asset, but we want to have an icon for characters and for enemies. That would get added to actor data. So all the actor data stuff would get updated. We don't have to add it to here. And then all the actor data gets applied. So yeah, so right now I think this is it for a character. Obviously we need an editor to build this. No problem, Rad. I am here to help. That is my objective. Okay, guys, however, we're going to be shutting the stream down. We're going to be calling it quits today. It is Sunday. I think we got a ton of work done, though. We finished our enemy editor. We built the whole encounter system with the encounter editor. That's in place and it's usable, and they're using loot tables now. It's pretty snazzy. It's pretty cool. Everything works. We just have to get the character system in place, and I think we have the code for the character system. We just now have to go build a character editor so we can start building out some characters. Yeah, and that'll be good. I'm thinking, what else? So what's left on our list? Character system, finish that up. I said we got to finish up the AI, as in, brighten it up, make it a little bit more intelligent, not just artificial. What do we need to after that? We probably need to work on the effect system a little bit, just a little bit, but we're getting pretty close, I think, having a full game system in place that we can actually start building out, a storyline or a world or whatever we want to do. I still have to make a decision on what I'm going to do from a world perspective. Do I want to implement a tile map where you have your party that can run around on a map, all of like Final Fantasy type games, and then you run into encounters? Do I want to give you an open map like that? Do I want to do travel differently, right? We have to figure out what I want to do from a travel system. So that whole aspect of the game. I haven't figured out what I want to do. When I do, we'll start going to implement it. Rec, one question. Do you think it's viable to make an MMO RPG server on Unity? Is it viable? So if you take the massively out of that, yes, you can probably do it on Unity. If you want to make a proper, massively multiplayer game of any type, Unity as the server is probably not gonna be the wisest choice. Aron Light, thanks for the follow, man. It's just not gonna scale. So massively multiplayer games, engineering from a server perspective is very, very difficult, guys. It's probably the hardest thing of the entire project in that scale. Writing the client for an MMO is dirt simple when it comes down to it. Quest systems, right? All those things are very easy when you think about it. It's really about the back end of server technology to make it all fit, to make it massively, so you can have 5,000 people on one server all running around. That gets very difficult. Now, if you scale that back, and you have caps on how many connected clients you can have on one instance of a Unity server, or Unity server instance basically, then yeah, you could definitely do it. All right, guys, I hope you had fun. I'll be back in a few days on Wednesday. Look at my schedule down below, and we'll see if we can finish up this character editor and move on to fixing the AI. Maybe we'll try and do both at the same time, because the character editor shouldn't take too long. We're getting pretty good at making these silly editors. But until then, I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next time.